Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah. If you are new here, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to this class. This class today that I'm sharing with you will be a beginner yoga class focusing on building some strength in the body. So if you have never done yoga before, this is a great place to start. And if you are looking for a beginner yoga class but you aren't too sure about focusing on strength, then that is completely fine. I still encourage you to give this class a try. Personally, I have found it so empowering to build strength in my body, both on and off of the mat. It builds my confidence, it boosts my mood, it gives me more energy, and it just helps me to feel more empowered, almost like I'm on top of the world. So I really hope that this class helps you to feel at least some of those things. And I would love to hear how you feel after completing this class. You can let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoy this class, also please subscribe to my channel, and that way you won't miss any of my other videos that I upload. All you will need for class is your yoga mat, and if you don't have a yoga mat, that is fine, no problem. You can also use carpet. If you don't have carpet, you can use a towel or a blanket or anything like that. And if it's nice outside, you can also do this class outside on the grass. That would be really lovely. Otherwise, when you are ready, just come to a comfortable seated position. You can be cross-legged or kneeling. You can sit on something if that feels better for you. So you can sit on a folded blanket or a pillow, a cushion, anything that you like. And this time here at the start of our class is an opportunity for you to begin to turn inward to yourself. You get to focus on your breath. You get to notice how you are feeling. So that you can start your movement practice in a more grounded, centered, mindful way. Can you soften your shoulders down away from the ears? Can you allow the muscles around your forehead, your jaw, to be a little bit softer, a little bit more relaxed? Can you feel your hips, your sit bones, your lower body ground down towards the earth? Can you feel your breath moving in and out, either through the nose or through the mouth? However, if it feels okay for you to breathe through the nose, I encourage you to do that. We'll stay right here, working with the breath, noticing the breath, and just becoming aware of how we are feeling today. Take one more breath. From here, make your way into a seated position with your knees bent out in front of you. So knees are up to the ceiling, feet are planted down on the mat, and just reach your arms out in front of you, fingers towards the feet. Sit up nice and tall here. Making our way into boat pose, so starting to warm up the core. You can stay right here if you are feeling this in your core, or you can start to lean back a little bit. Another option, if this feels easy for you, is you can lift one leg up, maybe both legs. Maybe you set one leg down and you just have one leg lifted. So we are in boat pose. Another thing you can do with your hands, with your arms, is you can place your hands on the backs of your legs to your hamstrings. You can also bring your hands down to the ground just beside your hips. Let's stay here in our boat pose for a little bit longer. Good, bring the feet down. Bring the hands down to the mat behind you. Fingers can face forward to the front of the mat, and fingers are spread nice and far apart. Plant down into the hands and into the feet. Feet are about hip distance apart, and then lift your hips up towards the sky. Ground down into the feet, ground down into the hands, lift your heart up. This is called reverse tabletop. Good, lower your hips down. Let's come back into boat pose. So you can leave your feet down, you can lean back, you can lift one foot up, maybe both, maybe just one leg, it's entirely up to you. The hands can be on the hamstrings or on the mat, whatever works. Just a little bit longer here in our boat pose, and we are going to flow through these two postures a few times. Plant your feet down, hands come back behind you. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and far apart. Press into the hands and into your feet to lift yourself up high off of the mat. Lift your heart up. Maybe you tilt your head back, gazing towards the wall behind you. Lower yourself down, make your way back into your boat pose. Whatever that looks like for you is great. Always being sure to make this practice and each pose work well for your body, taking into account how you are feeling. Bring the feet down, bring the hands down, back behind you, fingers are spread wide. Feet are hip distance apart. Press into the hands and into the feet. Come up into your reverse tabletop. We'll flow one more time through each of these poses. Set your hips down. Come into your boat pose. Good. Bring the feet down. Hands come back behind you. When you're ready, as you breathe in, lift your hips up. As you breathe out, just lower your hips down to a hover. As you breathe in, lift your hips up. As you breathe out, lower them down to a hover above the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. As you lift up, really squeeze the hamstrings and the glutes. Exhale, lower. Let's do two more. Last one here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. From here, make your way into a tabletop position on hands and knees, all fours. So your shoulders are stacked over top of your wrists and your hips are stacked over top of your knees. From here, extend your right leg straight back behind you, left arm out in front, spinal balance. We're going to hold right here for a couple of breaths. On your next inhale breath, stay right here. And then as you breathe out, to bring elbow and knee towards one another. Inhale, extend, open up long. Exhale together. Inhale, open up. Exhale, crunch it in. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, open up long. Extend, take up space. Bring the hand and the knee down. Extend the left leg straight back behind you now. Right arm out in front. Couple of breaths here to start things off. Can you stretch your left foot further back behind you and reach the right fingers farther out in front? On your next inhale, stay here. And as you exhale, bring elbow and knee towards one another. Inhale, extend, open up. Exhale together. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open up long. Bring the hand and the knee down. From here, bring your big toes to touch, knees farther apart or closer together. It's entirely up to you. We are coming into child's pose. So sit your hips down to rest onto your heels, arms out in front of you. And you can rest your forehead down onto your mat. Notice if your breath is starting to slow down here. Perhaps the heart rate starts to slow down as well. Feel your hips settle down onto your heels and feel your forehead rest down onto your mat. From here, press down into your hands, come forward, coming into a modified plank. So the knees are down. Bring your knees farther back behind you than what you had them from tabletop. So tabletop, the hips are over top of the knees, shoulders over wrists. Now we're just bringing the knees farther back behind us. So the shoulders are still over top of the wrists. We're going to bend the elbows, lowering the chest down towards the ground. Lower all the way down to the ground. And then as you inhale, lift back up. As you exhale, come into your child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Come back to child's pose. Continue just like this, moving at your own pace and doing your best to work with your own breath. So it is okay if you're moving faster or slower than me. The next time that you lower down to your belly, stay right there. With the hands underneath the shoulders, spread your fingers nice and far apart. Inhale, lift up. Keep your elbows tucked in towards your body. Exhale to lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. 1 more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Bring your arms out to either side, out to a T. And as you inhale, lift everything up off of the mat. Exhale, stay right here. And we'll be here for a few rounds of breath. Lower everything down to the mat. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Come up into your tabletop. From your tabletop, lift your right knee towards the sky. Almost like you're stomping the ceiling with your right foot. Bring it in towards your nose and step it through top of your mat. Rise up into your low lunge. Good. Bring your hands down to your mat, moving through this little flow a few times. So hands down, bring the right foot up to the ceiling, a little donkey kick. Bring it in towards your chest, step it through, rise up, arms reach overhead, hands come down. Extend your right leg back behind you, right foot up towards the sky. Bring it in towards your nose, step it through, rise on up. One more time. Hands come down, right foot will lift up. Bring the knee in towards your body, step it through, arms up overhead. Good. From here, bring your hands down. Hands will come to the inside of the right foot, and the right foot comes to the right edge of your mat. From here, right knee is directly over top of the right ankle, and let's stay here for a couple of breaths. You can move from side to side or forward and back, whatever feels good in your body at this time. Let's tuck the left toes under the back toes and lift up the left knee. Stay right here for just a little bit longer. Good. Step the right foot back of your mat. If you would like to, you can lower your knees down for a variation of plank. Otherwise, you can keep them lifted. Shoulders are over top of the wrists. And let's stay here for a few breaths. Good. From here, meet back in tabletop. Kick your left leg up towards the sky, doing all of that on the second side. Almost like you're stomping the ceiling with your foot. Bring it in towards your chest, step it through. Rise up when you're ready, arms overhead. Bring the hands down to the mat to frame the foot. And again, coming into that donkey kick, left foot up towards the sky. Bring it in towards your chest, step it through softly, trying not to make any sound as we move through this flow. Arms up, and then hands lower down. Let's continue just like this a few more times. Donkey kick, bring the knee in, step it through. Arms reach up, hands come down. Make your way into that donkey kick. Bring it through, step it. Top of your mat, arms reach up, hands come down. One more time. Bring it in towards your chest, step it through, rise on up. Bring your hands down to your mat. Left foot will come to the left edge of your mat. Hands to the inside of the left foot. If it feels better for you, you can play with the distance of your left foot and your right knee. So you can bring the right knee closer or farther back. If you're looking for more of a stretch, you can bring the knee farther back. And for less of a stretch, you'll bring the knee closer in. Find any movement that feels good. We'll be here for just a little bit longer. From here, find center, come to stillness. Tuck the right toes, the back toes under. Lift up the right knee. Hands are planted just underneath the shoulders. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Think about reaching your heart forward. Find length through your spine. And we'll be here for a little bit longer. Good. From here, step the left foot back of the mat. Option to keep the knees lifted, or you can release them down to the mat. It is entirely up to you. We're in a variation of plank or in plank. One more breath. Good. Come back towards tabletop. And from your tabletop, bring your hands a little bit farther out in front of you. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. We're coming into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and then lift your hips up and back towards the sky. Gaze towards the feet at the back of your mat. Send your heart and your chest back towards your thighs. You can have as much as a bend in your legs as you would like. So the knees can be super bent. That will feel good if you have tight hamstrings. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, step the right foot up in between the hands, top of the mat. Leave your hands just where they are. Tent up onto the fingertips so the palms are lifted. You're light on the hands. Stay there, or you can bring your hands together at heart center. So the right knee is over top of the right ankle, and the left knee, the back knee is lifted up over top of the mat. Left leg is straight. We're just hovering our chest over top of the right thigh. Reach your heart forward and stay strong through the legs. Good. From here, open on up into your warrior two. Right foot is still forward. Right knee is over top of the right ankle. And the left foot, the back foot, is parallel to the back of your mat. Arms point out to the front and the back of the space. And you can gaze towards the right fingertips. Good. From here, place your right forearm on the right thigh. Left arm will reach up and overhead towards the front of your space. Let's stay here for one more breath. Bring your arms back out to either side, warrior two, shoulders over top of the hips. Hands come down to the mat. Come onto the ball of your left foot. Bring the right foot out to the right side of your mat. Hands are planted down. Just start to shift forward and back a few times. Good. From here, step it back into your downward facing dog. Right foot comes back. Hips lift up and back. Pedal it out. You can bend the knees as much as you would like. Find any movement here that feels good for you. Good. From here, left foot will come through in between the hands, top of the mat. Get light on your hands, on your fingertips, so you're tented up onto the fingers. The palms are lifted. You can stay right here, or you can bring your hands together to heart center. You're hovering your chest and your belly over top of the left thigh. Your heart is reaching forward, lengthening out your back body. Right knee is lifted, right leg is straight. Let's stay here for one more big breath. Open on up into your warrior two. So we were already here on the first side. Back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. You have a nice long stance. Left knee is directly over top of the ankle. Arms are out to the front and the back of the space. And if you would like to, you can gaze towards the left fingers. From here, bring the left forearm down onto the left thigh. Right arm will reach up and overhead towards the front of your space. Can you just get a little bit lighter on the left leg with your forearm? Can you keep reaching the right fingers towards the front of the room? We're here in a side angle for a little bit longer. Use your core to help support you in this pose. Come on up into warrior two. And then bring the hands down to frame the left foot. Come onto the ball of the right foot so the heel is lifted. Bring the hands to the inside of the left foot when you're ready. And the left foot will come to the left edge of your mat. And once you are here in lizard pose, the back knee is lifted still. And just start to rock or shift your weight forward and then back. 2 more times. Good. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. And as always, you can find any movement that feels good in your downward facing dog. From here, lower your knees down, come into your tabletop. Bring your right foot out to the right side so it will be off of your mat, right shin to the right. Right hand is down still. Left leg will be back towards the back of your mat. Left hand will come to your left hip. From here, bring your left leg up to about hip height. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the knee in towards your chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee in towards your chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee in towards your chest. Once again, inhale, extend. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale, extend. Breathe out, knee will come in. Step your left foot up to the top of your mat. Right knee is still down. Come into your low lunge. Arms will come up. Left foot is in front. Right knee is behind you. And it is down on your mat. We'll just stay here for a few breaths. From here, bring your right arm forward. Left arm back behind you. Start to gaze towards the left fingers back of the mat. Find your twist. Come back through center, reach your arms up. Bring your hands down, come back to your tabletop. For the other side, I'm just going to turn the other way so you can see. So now the left shin will come to the left. Left foot is off of your mat. Right foot will come to the back of your mat. Right hand will come to your right hip, your top hip. Left hand is down on the mat with the fingers spread far apart. Lift your right leg up, inhale. Exhale here. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, bring the knee in towards your chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. One more time. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bring it in. Step it to the top of your mat next to the left hand. When you're ready, with the left knee down onto your mat, rise up, arms overhead, low lunge with the right foot forward. Good, bring your arms to the front and the back of the room. Left arm forward, right arm back. If you would like to, you can start to turn your head to look towards the right hand, towards the back of your space. Bring your arms up, inhale, exhale, hands come down, step it back into tabletop. From your tabletop, bring your big toes to touch. Knees can be farther apart or closer together, it's up to you. Sink your hips down towards your heels and rest down into your child's pose. Become aware of the flow of your breath. Notice how your breath feels as it moves in through the nose or the mouth. And notice how it feels as it moves out through the nose or the mouth. How are you feeling right now? Take into account how your body is feeling, but also take into account how you are feeling mentally and emotionally. What is going on with your thoughts, with your emotions? There is no right or wrong way to feel. Simply notice and observe how you are feeling in this moment. When you feel ready, you can start to walk your hands in towards your hips, coming to a seat. And then bringing your legs out in front of you. Legs are bent. And just make your way all the way down onto your back body as we come into our final pose of class today. So actually, before Shavasana, which is our final pose, let's bring the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the knees, around the legs, and rock from side to side, rolling towards the left and then towards the right. You can stay here for a little bit longer if this feels good. And whenever you are ready, you can come into your Shavasana. So the legs can go long, arms can be just down on the ground next to your mat. If it feels better for your low back, feel free to bend your knees. Soles of the feet can plant down. You can also bring your feet out to the edges of your mat and the knees can come in to touch one another. And I'll give you one more option here with your arms is you can bring one hand onto your heart and one hand to your belly. Feel your heart beating in your chest. And feel your belly rising as you inhale. And when you breathe out, just allow everything to settle in. Settle into this space that you have created for yourself. And enjoy this opportunity to rest. Soak it up. Allow your body and your mind to rest. When your thoughts pull you off someplace else, can you work on using your breath to bring yourself back into this moment? Begin to bring your awareness back into the room that you are in, back into this space that you are in. Take a big breath. As you exhale, really let that breath go. Begin to bring some movement into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rotating your wrists and your ankles. And when you feel ready, you can roll over onto one side, right or left, whatever you prefer. You can use one arm as a pillow for your head and rest the opposite hand on the ground in front of you for some support. Knees are in towards your chest. If it feels right for you, here you can think of a few things that you are grateful for. And then when you are ready, you can press yourself up into a seated position. Thank you so much for being here, for checking out this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, it would be really great if you could subscribe to my channel. You can also leave me a comment, and you can share this video with a friend or on social media. I love connecting with you, and I really do appreciate your support. If you have any questions, you can leave those in the comments below. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. I hope you have a wonderful day.